Get ready to be transported into a world of darkness and fear as we take you through the most chilling and terrifying moments caught on film. From UFO disappearances to alien autopsies, these real-life clips will leave you on the edge of your seat. Glowing objects.
Just random lights in the sky moving. Like, I'm not the only one seeing it. There are other people here.
In the small town of Millfield, residents were shaken by a terrifying encounter. They were stunned, staring in horror as the mysterious object got closer. As it descended, it became clear that the object was a saucer-shaped craft emitting bright lights. It even defied the laws of physics. For instance, it hovered above them at 8:08 p.m. for several minutes before suddenly accelerating and disappearing into the night sky at 8:09 p.m. Any man-made object has never performed this feat of engineering to date. Despite a thorough investigation, no explanation for the strange UFO sighting was ever found. Some witnesses have since reported experiencing strange and unsettling occurrences since the incident, leading many to believe that the visit was not a one-time event and that something sinister is still lurking in the town's airspace. Unsettling sounds. Have you heard of unsettling space music? Although sound cannot travel through space, an astronaut aboard the International Space Station has reported a bizarre and unexplained incident during his recent mission. According to the astronaut, while conducting a spacewalk outside of the ISS, he heard a strange and unidentifiable form of music.
An engineer from the U.S. Space Agency said the noises likely came from interference caused by radios that were close to each other in a lunar module and command module.
This baffles common sense. Some have expressed skepticism, while others have suggested that the astronaut may have experienced a hallucination caused by high stress levels and isolation. They are on the moon watching us. During the Apollo 11 mission in 1969, an astronaut reportedly transmitted a secret message to NASA, claiming that after he landed on the moon, he saw other large alien spaceships lined up on the far side of a crater. This has sent shockwaves in the space community, which usually loves evidence. The astronaut reported that the spaceships were unlike anything he had ever seen, with a metallic exterior and pulsating lights. NASA claims the transmission was lost due to technical issues, but some people dispute the information. Did he fail to re-establish communications? In other words, was it really a technical issue? Or did NASA hide the files from the public? We may never know. Alien autopsy. An investigative journalist recently claimed to have uncovered evidence of an alien autopsy being conducted at the secretive military base known as Area 51. Through a series of anonymous sources, the journalist was able to confirm that the US government was indeed conducting an autopsy on an extraterrestrial being at Area 51. The journalist obtained leaked photos and videos of the procedure, which showed scientists and military personnel performing various procedures on the small gray alien body. However, the government has not yet confirmed or denied these claims. The journalist decided to share the findings with the world, knowing that it could put them at risk, but believed that the truth needed to be known. The story has created a lot of debate and discussion in public and in the scientific community. Crash landing in Russia. Reports from a remote region of Russia have suggested something disturbing. They describe a large object crashing down to Earth. Many people think that it was just a shooting star. Later, it became clear that this was not an ordinary celestial event. It was a UFO. The UFO crash-landed in a nearby field, causing a loud explosion and sending debris flying in all directions. Emergency services were called to the scene, and firefighters worked tirelessly to put out the blaze. Investigations showed that the UFO was of unknown origin and the source of the crash was unclear. Scientists and engineers were called in to study the wreckage and try to uncover the secrets of the mysterious craft. Creepy triangular spacecraft.
Mysterious flying triangle above the deck of the ship. The Pentagon confirming the images obtained by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell were taken by Navy personnel.
In a night vision video, a triangle-shaped craft is hovering ominously over one of the houses. The lights around it pulsed and flickered. It was clear that this was not of this world. The craft hovered for what felt like an eternity before suddenly accelerating away and disappearing into the night sky. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, but the memory of that night stayed with the local community.
Stop at 40,000 feet or so and not continue operating as a normal aircraft.
The fear and unease that came with it never subsided. They found themselves checking the night vision cameras frequently, hoping and dreading to see the craft again. The thought of it coming back for them was always at the back of their minds, but they never knew when it might return and what it would want when it did. An incident in Texas. It was a stormy night in Houston, Texas, and the streets were empty as most people sought shelter from the intense weather. A man was out driving back from the gym when he spotted something in the sky that caught his attention.
Out in the middle of the field.
The lightning lit up the dark sky as a storm raged on outside. Through the flashes of lightning, he could see a massive object in the distance, and it was unlike anything he had ever seen before. He couldn't shake off the feeling that something was stalking him, something that was not of this world. The Haunting of Dunsmore Abbey. It was a clear summer night in England, and a group of researchers had gathered on a hilltop, eager to catch a glimpse of the stars. But as they gazed up at the sky, they saw something more extraordinary. A UFO appeared, hovering in the sky above them. It was a massive, disc-shaped object with bright, pulsating lights that illuminated the darkness. The researchers were stunned, staring in awe as the craft hovered above them.
Once at the so-called crash site, the men observed a strange triangular craft on the ground, approximately 3 meters wide at its base.
Suddenly, the UFO began to move, moving in zigzag patterns through the sky in a way that defied the laws of physics. The UFO flew circles above them for what felt like an eternity before it made a sharp turn and disappeared into the night sky. They were left with the lingering feeling that the UFO and the strange presence in the asylum were connected, leaving them to question if they had stumbled upon an extraterrestrial investigation or experimentation. Air Force encounter. A team of investigators were on a mission to uncover the truth behind a series of strange sightings that had been reported in the city.
2004 and was observed by the pilots from the aircraft carrier, the USS Nimitz. An encounter with a craft that was oblong and white in shape.
They had received a tip about an abandoned building on the outskirts of the city where strange green lights had been seen in the darkness. The object was hovering, and the light from it kept blinking. The investigators were stunned. They tried to communicate with the figures inside the ship, but their attempts were met with silence. They quickly realized that this was no ordinary haunting, but a possible extraterrestrial visit. Ominous helicopter sighting. A team of scientists were conducting a routine air survey over a remote area in the mountains when they spotted something strange in the distance. At first, they thought it was a weather phenomenon or a malfunction in their equipment, but as they got a closer look, they realized it was something else entirely. As they flew closer, the object suddenly broke into formation and began to move in ways that defied the laws of physics. The scientists were in awe, but also felt a sense of unease as the object seemed to be studying their helicopter. They attempted to communicate with the UFOs, but received no response. The incident remains unsolved, and the scientists are left wondering if they had encountered extraterrestrial life or some form of advanced technology. The encounter sparked a new drive in their research. Despite ongoing debate and skepticism about the reality of UFOs and aliens, these encounters remain a subject of fascination for many and continue to fuel speculation about the true nature of our place in the universe. Have you seen UFOs in real life? Do you believe in aliens? Join the conversation in the comments section below.